So, I'm here with Matt Berry, who plays Martin in Sleigh.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about Martin?
Martin is a roadie who has faith in a band that nobody else does. He thinks they've got something. They were dropped by their label and they have to come up with a hit in order to get another contract. And he thinks they can, I think.
Do you think having a musical background helps you with this?
I guess. I mean, a lot of managers don't. That's a sort of common thing, isn't it? They haven't got, an absolute clue.
Yeah.
They know how they can make money maybe out of you, and what might work. But, in terms of the actual, sort of artistry, they're usually in the dark, I think.
Describe the story of Sleigh.
It's a cliche, but it's not in terms of a sort of difficult lead singer and how he's sort of, making the band sort of disintegrate with his poor attitude. But the roadie manager can still see something. And I think he behaves like that because he's probably had one nice thing sort of written about him, in like Melody Maker that just went to his head and that's it. But the manager, comes up, with this idea that, a fast way of kind of getting a hit, getting back on the map is a Christmas single. And there's that thing that probably, sort of why you did it, that you hear that all of these big sort of Christmas songs were always written, in the middle of summer. And it works the other way around, like that Supergrass song, All Right, their first
really
big hit.
Summery one.
Yeah, it was written like, in the middle of winter.
Fantastic.
Kind of with it, with that thing in mind, with what it's going to be.
What's it like doing a project like this? It's quite a short project, it's kind of a comedy, drama.
Yeah.
What are your sort of impressions of this now you've done it for a couple of days?
Well, I just like, I like doing something that's kind of different, and there's no real distance sort of between the person that's actually kind of written it and who's ending up the same person that's kind of filming it. So it's a strong kind of sort of clear idea. In between those two things, there isn't a bunch of TV people and things to kind of like sort of like dilute it. So if I like it and that is the case, then I'll, then I'm always sort of going to be interested, I think.
Is it? I mean, it's an interesting combination. You've got young, new actors, and you've got someone like Nigel Planer, who's just a comedy legend. Is it nice to work with a combination of people?
Yeah, because I wouldn't, I might not get to work with him, and I've always loved him. I mean, even I was sort of speaking to the younger actors there. They'd all seen the young ones, they were completely, aware of it.
Yeah, I mean, you work with Nigel Planer. That to me, that is like my Batman versus Superman. It's it's two brilliant comic actors from different generations, different styles, but it's a rare opportunity to see you together in something, and you actually have a climactic moment, as it were.
Yeah, and he's doing that thing that is always funny. It's like when he was doing it downstairs, where he's playing someone that doesn't care about anybody else in the scene whatsoever. That's his sort of character. And it's quite funny that he is the father of the worst behaved person, the worst sort of drug addict, the worst sort of piss pot. It's always the poshest dad.
Yeah.
And that I like. And not only is he the posh dad, he's a priest or whatever the hell he is. So yeah, that's a really good idea.
I just like the fact that he is quite a nasty man, a different background. He could be a gangster, he could be a businessman, but he loves his son.
Yeah. My
perhaps slogan for this is Sleigh. It's about redemption and it's about tinsel. What would your slogan be?
Don't underestimate, I think. A second chance, that's another one. Because that's quite good for Elbow too, because Elbow, it's not an overnight thing for Elbow, right?
Yeah.
So it's quite a nice thing that they're, involved with this, because that's their story.
I'm trying to think of singers replaced by managers.
That wouldn't ever happen.
That is the unusual part. There's a Beach Boys track with a manager singing Day and Night at the Tree, and of course it's Malcolm McLaren.
Well, but he wouldn't have gone on top of the pops, McLaren. He would have stood at the back.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd have had the gall to have actually danced around. He'd have told you how to do it, but he'd have stayed back, I think.
Right, so in this hypothetical world where you are now temporarily at least the singer of the kindness, what do you think Martin goes on to do?
He goes on to basically delete everything that happened beforehand. It's cool to think, that it would go really well.
Short films, not a lot of people see them, not on television, but what's good about them?
I think a lot of good can come from them, because it can work as a pilot for something, a taster for something, or it was the first time two people worked together, and then they went on to do this. So I've always got a lot of time for them, because it's never about, you don't have to just think about, well, did this do well? There's more to it than that. That could have been really good about it. The rest of it could have been bullshit, but that really worked. And then that goes on to do this. So there's always a place for them, I think. I mean, I knew what this was, it was a small, sort of passion project, by you all. So you don't kind of come up here, asking where your this, that and the other is. You just come here, and get stuck in.
I mean, you almost literally got off the train, got up, came in, did like Led Zeppelin famously, would arrive at the venue, not go backstage. They just land, get on stage.
Yeah.
Is it nice to sort of go in feet first without any faffing?
Yeah, there's no time for that. And, it's all about the work, isn't it?
What's John Hampton like?
He's good, he's got a very loud voice, which is sort of 90% it, I think. No, he's great, he knows what he's doing, he's got this thing in his head from start to finish, and, I hope he gets what he wants, I suppose.